Only one lady on the stage, so I'll start with the lady, if you don't mind. Global tensions and trade dynamics has been shifted as we are following on the daily basis. So I'd like to hear your perspectives, as Thailand transitions under the new government, with all these global factors affecting our management and our decision making. What should we focus on to keep the economy stable and also competitive?
Understood. So basically, as you pointed out, and everyone said here, there are a lot of tension, uncertainty, disruption, right? You name it. So we, Deloitte, we believe that we should focus on 3 areas to keep economy stable and competitive. The first one is we really have to optimize our operating models and business flow. In Thailand, especially for Thai business, we cannot just focusing on cost cutting, but we need to redirect ourselves to redesign operating model and business flow to capture value, more value, with fewer friction points. The second one would be leverage technology to be a growth multiplier. Technology is no longer an option anymore. It is a mandatory. With Deloitte recent CEO survey, we realized that 60% of the companies in APEC have live AI implementations in 2 or more business functions. That being said, interestingly, before you implementing AI, with my humble opinion, please do set up a clear goal and develop a use cases to ensure that AI can help achieve the goal, because 95% of the business case for AI implementations around the globe has failed. So we must be in the category of 5. So we must make sure that we know what we are doing and what we will achieve. And last but not least, I believe that Dr. Metinee and Khun Subaji mentioned several times, we need to reinforce investor confidence. Especially during this time where the investors, global investors, are looking for more stability and transparency, and the risks are even more complex than ever. Well, until Michael Burry, hedge fund founder, big fame from the Big Short movie, he just recently announced that he will close down his hedge fund with the reason that he doesn't understand market anymore.
Oh.
Right, so this is something that we all here in this room, together with the government, will need to emphasize and focus. Thank you.
Unfortunately, that's actually the last question that I have prepared to ask all of you anyway. How do we build back the confidence, and how do we make sure that we convince the investors to come to Thailand? But before that, let's move to Dr. Chawapol. I'd love to hear, as we all know, this is the transitional government and dealing with the global uncertainty as well. So how can Thailand's telecom and 5G infrastructure contribute to the greater national stability and support the long-term development?
Right. So, having had the opportunities to be on the front row seats for the past 27 years, you have seen that people keep talking about how digitalizations, it's a key to driving, the country forwards. And we have seen over the past 10 years, advancement and adoptions of bits and pieces of these technologies, right? And we have seen some improvement here and there. So I have a slide to show, just so that, people have the overall understandings that the way we are looking at things, we're not just looking at bits and pieces of these technologies. In order for these technologies to actually bring tangible impacts to the people, to their homes, to their organizations, public or private. And these are the major enablers to drive, the competitiveness of the country, like Thailand, right? And these are the bits and pieces that we would love to call it digital intelligence. And you all know that AI, while is the piece that people have been talking about the most over the past few years, but everybody knows that without data, you wouldn't have, effective or tangible impacts of AI. We tend to look at it and with all of these pictures, it's not just about like, you are doing some of these, in some of the other countries. You want to have the impacts to Thailand, you have to do all of this in Thailand, right? So everything, when it started with data, right? You have seen that, Melinda talks about, we have all sorts of data that, we haven't been able to have the ability to capture, right? Over the past, we have been relying a lot based on traditional data, right? It's not like we did not have it. We have a lot of data, we did not have the technologies to capture it. So we need the technologies that allows this data to be captured, allow the data to be sent from things that usually, they cannot talk. They want to do smart city, you want to do smart hospital, you have to be able to have the technologies to capture this data from this equipment, from these, And then once you have a lot of data, imagine flying around yourself, then you need to have the layer technologies that capture and then deliver these at the type of speed and low latencies that allow these data to be stored properly, securely, right? And within the countries. So I think these are the layer of technologies that we call connectivities. Then you have like 5G, you have 5.5G, you have all these like Wi-Fi 7, technologies, networking technologies. And then you are talking about, the data platforms, the type of platforms that you have to be able to collect, and then store, and then basically take care of this data, right? So that nobody could basically interfere with, and then, you have to be able to secure it, and then in order to, utilize it properly. And then once you have this, then you start talking about cloud computing. You start talking about, AI coming in and in these pieces. But then the other element that you heard, the first four speakers of today was talking about is sustainability. So you have all these like green energy, especially you talk about AI data centers. All of these technologies consume 1,000 times powers that was required in the past. And then imagine you need to create it 100 times more power while you have to make it greener. So these are a lot of these technologies and challenges. So this is why Huawei, the way we look at it is that we spend tremendous amount of resources, both in the R&D budget. Each year we spend 20 to 25% of our revenue, not our profit. 20 to 25% of revenue. Last year we spent $25 billion back into R&D. And it's not just about investing in this R&D, it's about investing in Thailand. So this is why Huawei in Thailand, we've been in Thailand for 28 years. And Thailand has always been near the top priority of our investment. We have had in Thailand, we have been here 28 years, 2,000 employees. And then this is why when we talk about cloud and AI, telecom infrastructures, Thailand is one of the first countries that we invest in local data centers 7 years ago. So this is why we are talking about all of these, delivering these impacts and digital intelligence in order to enable private and public sectors in Thailand to redefine themselves and reinvent.
Wow. Now, since we are still in the topic of AI, I'd love to hear the perspective from Kun Dhanawat. How can the cloud infrastructure and the responsible AI, let's focus on the word responsible AI, because we've seen how crazy AI can be, right? So how can these cloud infrastructure and responsible AI help Thailand stay resilient and competitive?
Yeah, thank you so much. But first of all, just want to thank you, Bangkok Post, for having me here. I'm today super exciting and super nervous. This is my first time on stage and have my sister and also the Minister of Commerce listen to me. So that is why super nervous and exciting. But anyway, I think we today living in the great world of uncertainty. Like the climate will not be less complex. The geopolitics will not be less simple, or even competition will not be less intense, put it this way. I see the AI today. AI is not just to me, and you can disagree. Today, AI to me is not the technology. Today, AI is this amazing opportunity. It is a hope to unlock those challenges that we are facing today. And not only that, it creates the new opportunity as well. I give you the example why I'm saying this. Last month, we just jointly launched with OpenAI on GPT-5. This is the large language model. You don't need to understand what is the large language model. That is too technical. But what they do is they help you to get into the insight and the knowledge of this world. We are talking more than 60 domains of the expertise. And many of that expertise, today with GPT-5, the intelligence is similar to the graduate PhD student. Wow. And by the way, you access to those free of charge. This is where you democratize the AI. This is how you get the people, large organization to the small organization, in all professional, to be inclusive. That is why I'm so excited. Huge opportunity. But today, let me give you a bit of example so that you could feel it. Given that I have the Minister of Commerce sitting here, that I'm using the example of the Ministry of Commerce. They have, I don't know how many offices, I'm sure that more than 50 offices around the world today. How about we using the AI to collecting the information for all those countries to understand the demand in real time? And you put those information into MOC GPT. And you allow the company, either small, medium, or large, to access those information. Today, I could have only the market in Thailand, but I could prompt into that MOC GPT by saying that if I have this product and I focus on this customer, anywhere else in the world that I could sell, then MOC GPT provide a feedback by saying that you can go to the country A, country B, and country C. That is an example that how you can link the demand and supply at real time by using the power of the data and the AI. And as you just asked the question, it's not only about Ministry of Commerce. There is many challenges in Thailand that we are facing. Education, healthcare, aging society, insufficient workforce. So there is many more that we could leveraging the AI to address. I just want to give you another example. And by the way, I'm so passionate with education personally. And we've been talking about education for so long. And everyone knows that it seems like a problem that cannot be solved. But today with AI, the problem in education is many problems, by the way, but some of the major problem is we don't have insufficient teacher to student. We don't have the, let's say, standardized or the quality teacher to teach the student. So just only this issue. How about we have co-pilot to be the teacher assistant? And as you know, I mentioned earlier, the access to large of knowledge. The teacher could use this co-pilot to design the class to get personalized to their student. And by the way, the student could have the co-pilot to become the personal tutor. And by the way, not all the Thai students eligible to get access to that if you don't have the money. But today they can with the AI. So what I just want to encourage all the leaders here and Thailand to embrace with both hands on AI. So not just get ready or experiment. You have to get started and adopt at scale, right? Let's make the AI as a game changer.
Kun Supaji approve. You approve? Yeah, because he was nervous. So you get the approval from Supaji.
Thank you.
So
I'm just
you should
playing
not
that
be
when
nervous.
she's gonna leave.
And you already gave the MOC another KPI to work on this MOC GPT,นะครับ. Yeah. Thank you. Now, since soon we're going to be hopefully not unemployed, let's shift the topic to travel and tourism to relax our mind a little bit. Kevin, we still have yet to return to the pre-pandemic, golden period of Thai tourism, and a lot has changed already since, after pandemic. What's your view on the current situation in tourism in Thailand? I mean, are we on par with the leader of the industry in the world, or what else can we do, Kevin?
Yeah, look, that's a good question, and it's so important to the nation of Thailand. I've been involved with Thailand for some 20 plus years in Southeast Asia and the likes, and there's been a lot of work in getting Thailand to a leadership position by 2019, obviously pre-pandemic, in terms of infrastructure as well as obviously go-to-market. More recently, competition has evolved. People have realized the value of tourism and tourism as its net contributor to GDP. We've seen the likes of Japan, Malaysia, Singapore, they've all advanced, Vietnam, they've all advanced with product development as well as obviously service development. And unfortunately, Thailand has come up against some headwinds, certainly in the last couple of years or so. Some of those headwinds are a function of because of competition and increased competition, and therefore people are starting to judge the value of a single proposition. And some of that has been also about some of the geopolitical aspects around the scamming centers and people being accosted, obviously, in Thailand. Thailand is a fantastic destination, without question, when it comes to tourism, a fantastic destination. Admittedly, it's gone from 40 million through to approximately about 33 million this year, so it's seen a significant decline since 2019. But it will return, and it has to return, because something in the region of about 1 in 4 jobs are a function of tourism, either directly or indirectly. But for that to occur, it needs a very bold approach, and it needs a very bold approach to AI and all the technological aspects associated with tourism, but also it needs a bold approach in terms of product development, right? So as much as Thailand is known for its culture and its welcome and its food, and we only know that only too well, and obviously if we go to coastal areas, it's beaches. But tourism is much more than that now, right? And therefore, there has to be an advancement of thinking for Thailand in terms of where it wants to be now and into the future when it comes to tourism. And tourism is one of the largest growth categories worldwide. And it will be one of the largest growth categories worldwide in Asia-Pac, because this is the center of the universe when it comes to middle class and upper middle class in particular in terms of growth. Growth from China, growth from India, growth from the Middle East, growth from generally the region. And therefore, if it wants to be a leader and wants to maintain its leadership in tourism, then it has to have a rethink. It doesn't mean it throws everything out in terms of what it's got, because it's successful, right? Even at 33 million, it's successful. It has come up against some headwinds, and that will turn in time, as things do. I mean, look what's happened to Japan in the last week or 2 weeks with its spat with China. So they will start to come up against some headwinds over the next 12 to 18 months. But Thailand will return, without question. It needs to return, and it needs to return to its highs. I think it should set itself with a target of about 45 million visitors by 2030, 2030, and it should be certainly looking for something in the region of 60 million or 60 million plus by 2035. For that to occur, it has to have a rethink in terms of what it's got infrastructurally, and it needs to have a think in terms of what it needs to have, so you're diversifying your offering for a much broader audience.
And that's one of the industry that we see lots of collaboration between private sector and the government, especially the Ministry of Tourism and Sports. So my next question is to Dr. Metinee. How can the government and the private sector work together hand in hand in bringing back the confidence, I mean, the one that you were suggesting at the end of your first round of discussion? What should we do, and how should the government and the private sectors work together?
Yes, I think we have heard so many times now that we need to work together. And this is not just a responsibility for the government, but for every one of us here, right? Public-private partnership is coming timely and necessary now. We, Deloitte, believe that we, public and private sector, should strive for 3 priorities. The first one is to embrace or to adopt technology transformation and trying to position Thailand as a regional digital hub. And this is something that we can do. We can raise this national competitiveness together by doing technology adoption, workforce development, solutions development. We have capacity to do it. And this means that we have to groom and unlock talents for the future-ready skills. The second priority would be data center. As you said data, you said AI. Of course, now that data becoming a strategic asset, we, Deloitte, anticipated that for the global sovereign cloud market, it will be growing at CAGR of 26%, which will reach to $170 billion in 2028. Just 3 years around the corner. So we must leverage this. So the demand for reliable, high performance, energy efficient data infrastructure has been never greater than this. And we, Thailand, have the necessary to work it. Why? We have stable power supply, as Melinda said. We have good water infrastructure. We have reliable networks. 5G and 6G are, it's coming around the corner. So this is something that we need to push, and it is an opportunity for both public and private sectors. Last but not least, third priority, again, reinforce investor confidence.
Yes.
And that must be through the strong, good governance and trust in the financial system. We must really enhance our transparency, strengthen our internal controls, and ensure our accountabilities throughout the corporate value chain. So again, this is not just government responsibility, but all of us here to help push.
Since tourism, as Kevin mentioned, is one of the most important industries for Thailand, especially during the short term that we need to have this engine grows. How do we differentiate yourself? And just to elaborate more on your first answer to my question, do we still have rooms to differentiate ourselves to be the global hub of tourism?
Please.
This is for Kevin.
Sorry, which one do you want to ask?
For Kevin, for you.
Without question, look, Thailand is unique in its own right anyway, in terms of culturally and also obviously as a function of food. All of its strengths is around its welcome and its warmth and its culture and its food naturally, and some of the obviously striking beaches that it has. But we all know that tourism has expanded beyond that, right? And man-made attractions now are the call of the day internationally, whether that's theme parks, whether it's integrated resorts, whether it's a function of much larger destinations. And we're up against some extreme competition now, regionally, if not immediately, then into the future. You've got Vietnam that's developing almost mini cities that are tourism-based. You've got everything from Australia, because obviously it's got the natural resources down there in terms of attractiveness. And Singapore reinvented itself in 2005. And it's never looked back since that moment. Now, admittedly, that was in and around, obviously, that was the Gardens on the Bay. It was an expansion of the night safari, and it was also the inclusion of Sentosa and also Marina Bay Sands. So there is a place for man-made attractions for Thailand. It needs to come to accept that. It can be complementary, and it should be complementary to what is at the center of what makes Thailand unique. Because you don't want to lose the cultural aspect of Thailand. You don't want to lose the USP of Thailand, but what you want to do is expand upon its wealth of attractions, in particular for Bangkok, right? So I know that there's some infrastructural issues around Bangkok. Traffic is a major issue, but at the same time, it needs additional destinations that are attractive to a bigger international audience, and in particular, higher yielding customers who are willing to spend a significant amount of money now to go into a location, experience the culture, experience the food, but they want a different form of entertainment. And that entertainment can be a function of live entertainment. It can be, dare I say, a gambling destination. It's all loved by many, many people. But there has to be an acceptance of that, and it's got to be done with some sensitivity, and it's got to be done with, let's call it ring fencing that, so people are happy with that on a national basis.
Now, back to Dr. Chawapol again. Let's talk about the role of infrastructure in strengthening the nation's connectivity, competitiveness. It could be for the tourism industry as well, or the long-term digital resilience.
That's pretty much the key. If you look at the technologies, digital technologies, you could say that half of it would have to do with foundational infrastructures. That means, for example, like cloud computings that are in Thailand, that has high speed, low latency, high security, and that could basically handle all of these like sensitive types of workloads and data, right? Because that is only when you could have a reliable and secure infrastructure. Because you are talking about driving and enabling all of these technologies, like for industry, not just tourism. You talk about financial services, healthcare. So these are the types of work and applications that are so critical it cannot go down, right? So this is when the focus of all these foundational infrastructure would have to do with availability. How do you architect it in a way that it never goes down? We have a very impeccable track records on providing that. Now, once you have those type of foundational pieces, now you start talking about industry-specific types of infrastructures and technologies. You talk about tourism, you talk about healthcare, you talk about financial services, manufacturing. You need industry expertise. You need something that is unique to those particular industry. So AI is the same. You have like generic models, and then you also have industry-specific models. And then you have to a point where you have scenario-specific models, right? For example, you're talking about one of the key initiatives of Thailand is to be wellness and healthcare hubs, right, of the world. This is a no-brainer for everybody. We have a lot of strength, around it, personnel, lands, culture, and all of these. And then, not having to say that, these initiative attracts, high quality visitors, not low quality visitors, right? But then you're talking about how do you bring in digital technologies and intelligence to enhance it. So now, unlike in the past, you have the ability to capture the type of data that we didn't have the technologies to do. And these are deep, personal data. You talk about health data, you talk about financial data, you talk about behavioral data, right? So this is why today you have a lot of devices. We work with a lot of hospital, healthcare institutions in order to bring in this device where you could measure your, blood pressure, heart rate, your sleep quality, and some device now could measure sugar levels. And then, it's like you have digital twins of your health. And unlike, if you don't have that, you have to wait maybe 6 months to a year to have your health check. But now with these devices, it's almost like you have your health check 5 times, 10 times a day. So imagine all of these records piling up. And then these are the types of deep insight data that provide, a lot of developers with opportunities to use their creativities and their industry-specific knowledge, medical, staff, personnel, scientists, researcher, to bring these devices together, and then they turn that into a really impactful applications that allows, the operators, the personnel in the healthcare and wellness industry to create such service excellence that is of high values and that is sustainable, and then that allows this to be, an industries that can sustain itself for a long time. So this is one examples, right? So when you think about digitalizations, I really urge you to think about, how do we build this, sustainably, with a strong local ecosystem. Well, we'll talk about it, in the later sections, how this is so important.
Yep. Wellness could be one of the industry that can be develop into the man-made attractions, if not the entertainment complex. So that could be an option too. So how about we use the AI or the digital tools to transform or to empower the key economic sectors? Tourism is one of them, of course, but there are many other sectors, industry, and how do we empower these sectors, Kun Dhanawat?
Yep. In fact, before I answer that question, just want to give you the perspective. We will get the benefit of the AI to create the impact for all industries. But one benefit that we see clearly right now for Thailand is a direct investment. The reason I'm saying this because you're seeing that the Thailand, we are in such a great position. When you're looking for a place to invest in the digital services, there is a few criteria. Okay, there is a lot more, but the top 3, first, location. And you hear Kun Supachi talking about geolocation for Thailand, that we are in the middle of the north, the south, the east, the west. Second is its power. So we have land, we have seen a lot of government coming out on the renewable energy campaign. That will be something so important for someone to put the data center here in the country. And the third one is the talent or the skill. We need to making sure that we have the talent people, skilled people to support all those. With these 3 things, it gives Thailand such a great position to be the place that they put the investment in the country. And when I said the investment, I just want to give you the scale of the investment. We are talking about trillion US dollar investment in this segment. Microsoft alone, last year, we invest 80 billion US dollar last year. And we commit to invest in AI and data center and cloud 100 billion US dollar this year. And this is only Microsoft. So this is a huge opportunity for Thailand to position ourselves as the hub for Asia. We could position ourselves as the AI hub for Asia, meaning that you could use anything like you're using electricity here, you don't care where it comes from, right? So how about using Thailand to base for that? And the benefit of this, let's say the investment, which is going to be the direct investment, creating the job and so on, you could use to amplify and empower all the industry. Tourism is one of them, definitely. Why? You see AI today. I'm sure that you play with Copilot, hopefully, please, if you're not. The thing is hundreds of the language that they can speak. So we have over 30 countries come visit Thailand, like 30-something million that you just mentioned. But that is come from 30, 40 countries visit Thailand. How about they can speak their own language? How about they can get access to the insight and unseen that has been hidden in Thailand and their own language? How about we using AI attaching to the camera around Bangkok and the whole country for safety purpose? So this is an example that we definitely could amplify not only the tourism, but many more, right? I don't know that we have time, but I have the short video that I'm using AI to amplify and help, OCS, which is Office of Council of State. They are 100% government, and the people definitely may thinking government may not be able to adopt the AI and cloud. Can I have 1 minute video play? Yeah, please.
Let's play the video, Kap.
แม่บทลูกบทอะไรเต็มไปหมดเลยทำยังไงถึงจะเอาองค์ความรู้ข้างในนั้นออกมาให้ได้เพื่อเอามาใช้ในงานของเราโดยความร่วมมือของ Microsoft ใช้ AI ช่วยทำให้เราสามารถที่จะอยู่ใน International Arena ได้อย่างมีศักดิ์ศรีมากขึ้นสำนักงานคณะกรรมการกฤษฎีกาที่ทำหน้าที่หลักๆคือการทำร่างกฎหมายให้รัฐบาลในการทำงานร่างกฎหมายเราใช้เอกสารเยอะมากเพราะว่ากฎหมายไทยมีเยอะจากข้อมูลที่เก็บเป็นรูป PDF ซึ่งมันคือภาพถ่ายธรรมดามันค้นไม่ได้เราก็ cleansing data ใหม่เอา tool ต่างๆมาใช้แล้วก็ยิ่งเรื่อง Azure แล้วก็ Copilot ทำให้การทำงานมีประสิทธิภาพมากขึ้นแล้วก็คนทำงานมีความสุขมากขึ้นจริงๆแล้วเรามีเป้าหมายที่จะเข้าเป็นสมาชิกของ OECD Microsoft กับเราก็มีความร่วมมือกันในการพัฒนาระบบ AI ขึ้นมาใช้เขาเรียก TH2 OECD เราต้องพัฒนาขึ้นเพราะว่าเราไม่ได้ใช้ภาษาอังกฤษเป็นภาษาราชการทำอย่างไรที่จะทำให้ legal instrument มันเป็นภาษาไทยได้นิติกรตามกระทรวงทบวงกรมต่างๆเข้าใจเขาสามารถตอบเป็นภาษาไทยเสร็จแล้วใช้ AI ทำให้มันเป็นภาษาอังกฤษได้อย่างถูกต้องแม่นยำ
ตราสารของทาง OECD เนี่ยมีมากกว่า276ฉบับทางทีมงานของเราซึ่งมีกันอยู่5คนการที่เราใช้ AI เข้ามาซัพพอร์ตทำให้เราวางแผนได้ว่าโครงการทั้งหมดเนี่ยมันจะดำเนินการแล้วเสร็จภายในระยะเวลา6 เดือนได้ค่ะ
ถ้ามันถูกต้องมันใช้ได้กับประเทศไทยก็สามารถนำไปเป็นโมเดลที่จะไปใช้กับประเทศอื่นซึ่งไม่ได้ใช้ภาษาอังกฤษเป็นภาษาราชการได้ด้วยจุดมุ่งหมายของเราไม่ใช่แค่เข้าเป็นสมาชิก OECD มีป้ายตั้งเฉยๆแต่เป้าหมายของเราคือความเป็นอยู่ของพี่น้องประชาชนที่ดีขึ้น
We initially need to take 3 to 5 years to finish this project. Now we're using 6 months. We're mapping 276 regulation from OECD with Thai law, 70,000 Thai law. And that is Thai and English. So this is the powerful that we are talking about how we can apply the AI.
ครับ Dr. Metinee ครับ what steps should we take to communicate with the next generation, so prepare them for the right mindset and right attitude for this ever evolving landscape, shaped by technology and innovations. What should we do?
Well, as we all said, there are a lot of opportunities out there that we have to grasp. But one of the things that we have been facing, and a lot of business is facing, is the shortage of talent with digital and technical skills. Of course, with certain mindsets of change and embracing the future. So to address that, there must be a coordinated investment, not just government, but private sectors as well. Everyone here in the panel and everyone in the room. So we need to really put together the coordinated investment to then train them, build them, skilling them for the future ready skills, and having a more flexible training pathways that can adapt to changing needs over time. That said, technical skill or digital skills are necessary, but not sufficient. It is not sufficient. The next generation would need critical thinking, adaptability, leadership capabilities, alongside with what we Deloitte call agency at work. They need to be more than just change agent. They need to have the mindset of change and actually change and implement it. Well, those are the skills and the areas that we need to implement. Another point to really drive and incentivize it, and we cannot forget about it, is reward and recognition system. Reward recognition system is really important to drive the change and to drive the mindset or to skill up the people. We need to really have the right reward system to fit with the different functions and different generations. Well, just to give an example, Deloitte Thailand, we have about 1,700 people. Last year alone, even with the economic wind that we are facing, we actually promoted almost 20%. So we really put investment to the people to really create high-performing culture in the organization.
Thank you, Krab. Back to Kevin. Kevin, if you're charged or commissioned to reverse the decline in tourism in Thailand, what would you immediately do? And also in the medium and long term, what would you do?
Good question. First of all, there needs to be an appreciation that we're dealing with a category that's worth $60 billion to Thailand, right? That's the first. Now, it's not quite worth $60 billion because it was $60 billion in 2019. It's probably closer to the high 40s at the moment. And therefore, if this was a commercial operation and somebody's revenues had gone from $60 billion to some $48 billion, then you'd make some changes in that organization. And therefore, it needs to be treated as a commercial business in that sense. I think there's enough voices and there's lots of noise out there. If you read the media literally every other day, there's some association or some CEO of an organization that's talking to the future view of tourism because it's so important. It's 1 in 4 jobs in Thailand, right? So firstly, I'd establish a tourism board. I know we got the TAT, and that's, call it the marketing arm of Thailand. But at the moment, their hands are tied to a large degree because they're chasing shadows. There needs to be a real evaluation on what products need to be developed, what services need to be developed, what does AI and what does technology play in tourism into the future, what type of infrastructure you need to put into the big cities because it's difficult to get around the big cities, right? What do you want to make this truly signature for the country and what do you want to make this truly iconic for the country? And then you need to get billions of dollars worth of investment from third parties, from the private sector, investing in Thailand. That'll only come from a really powerful tourism board. CEOs of airlines, CEOs of associations, and obviously with input from TAT and the input naturally of the government. This should be an independent to the government, but at the same time backed by the government.
Thank you, Kevin. Now, from tourism, let's go broader even and stick with our topic, restoring stability and building for the future. We are under the pressure of economic slowdown and we need to stay competitive. So how can 5G and telecom help in the immediate future to actually bring us back on track?
Well, understanding that a lot of industry has to reinvent itself. And well, this is a great opportunity because imagine, if we are in the same situation, but we did not have, the tools and the enabler that we have today, it will be even tougher. The way I looked at it is, digitalization and digital intelligence kind of I would say, smoothen, right? And then the competitions. It allows everybody to go in. It's tear down the walls because how would a small, countries, smaller economies be competitive, right? If they don't have, this type of tools, right? So I think this is how each of the industries will be utilizing, and then looking at, ask yourself what are the real impacts? Not just, doing something for marketing, just doing something that, created your top line and your bottom line, and while you're creating long-term competitive advantage, within, and instill that within your organizations. So we have talked about tourism industry, healthcare industry, some of the public sectors. You talk about like what are the core industries that are critical to our countries. Manufacturing, how do we bringing in these technologies that really transform. Well, we have been talking about transformations of the some industry for a long time, but we have seen actually minimum tangible impacts. It is because these are being adopted by bit and pieces. And then, but imagine if you wanted to create a new paradigms for tourism industry, healthcare, financial services, all of these actually are related. So now you have the abilities to understand the customer insight of how a person health to do with retails, their behavior, how do they spend on sports, how do they spend on the other aspect of their life, and that's directly ties to financial services industries. So definitely, we are seeing and encouraging cross-industry cooperations. Talk about private and public, right? There's actually just a lot of these, and we have seen these over the past couple of years, where you have seen banks talking to pretty much retails, hospitals. They even talked with green energy companies, because all of these, imagine the power of this data. Together it's created the types of customer insight, not just customer data. I have your data, I know who you are, I know your name, I know your educations, but I don't have your insight. I only have your insight if I have 360 degrees of the type of your data, to enough so that I could use and leverage that, and then created benefits for you and for my organizations long terms. So I think this is how we are looking at it from the start. But in order to do that, it is not just about like copying the other technologies and or utilization from some countries, because Thailand, while we have a lot of things in common, but there's a lot of things that are really, we need to leverage the insight for us. For example, you talk about helping SMEs. I think the two ministers were talking about it. So, and how would you help them? Like, language is a key issue. But at the same time, you see retail industry and technologies has evolved greatly, where you've seen some people coming out of nowhere. Within 5 minutes, they were selling like 10 of millions of baht in terms of selling on live stream. But can you do that all day long? You can. But now you have the technologies, you have digital humans. Someone look like you, speak any language in the world, and the mouth move based on that languages. And then they represent you, they do all this live streaming for you, broadcasting through everyone in the world, that you could sell like a lot of product that are, or tourist destinations, or, providing any informations, on your behalf all day long, 24/7. So that's the types of, looking at how deeply how each of the specific industries could leverage the power of digital intelligence.
I see lots of opportunities and lots of challenges as well, because many of the areas are quite sensitive as well when it comes to personal data and also our behavior. So I would like to close with Kun Thanawat nakrab. I think sky is the limit when it comes to AI, according to all of you here. But positioning is also very important. So in the immediate future, how should Thailand position itself in the digital economy?
Thank you very much. This is a very good question. To me, I think, as I said, Thailand as a country, we not big, but we not small. I think the size of the country is just the right sizing. So what I would suggest now, given that the economic situation and all the change, all the things happening, what I like to see is how we can help Thai and Thai company in the massive skilling program. When I said massive skilling program, meaning that it should be all the Thai people equipped with the AI, skill and understand using them to make the business impact. Why I'm saying this? Because this is the time, as I told you, AI is become commodity. It's free. You could use ChatGPT, you could use Copilot or the others. This is where we need to making sure that how we can upskill, reskill Thai people and leverage all this technology to help support. I think this is so important. That is the first thing. Second thing that I just want to highlight and also been discussed in Kun Supaji and Than Ekniti earlier about how we can bring Thailand from the volume-based country to become the value-based country. Again, when you're looking at AI, right, the benefit of the AI definitely clearly is about productivity. But to me, that is not the exciting part. The exciting part is how you can get insight of the knowledge. How you can leverage AI to create something new. So the innovation will be the key here. So if we can leverage the AI to create the new innovation, to differentiate, because in today's world, and I'm sure that Thailand include, to become the second fastest follower, you still lose anyway. So what you want to do is you want to be in the forefront. And the innovation is no compromise. So Thailand positioning is making sure that you upskill Thai people and the Thai company with the AI capability so that they can leverage not only for productivity, but innovation. And if I can ask a little bit more, unfortunately, both DPM, the minister, they're gone. Otherwise, I will ask them for the money. I would prefer that. I love what Dr. Metinee just sharing. This time is a time that we have to partner public and private together. I use example Singapore. SME in Singapore, they have the AI project. The government saying that I subsidize 50% and you invest 50%. So that is the incentive because that's what we need for Thailand as well. We are trapped right now. The SME, they hardly survive. They don't have the additional investment to transform. So they need someone to feed the investment so that they can use that investment to transform. Otherwise, they're going to be trapped in there. They know that AI is good. They want to transform. Where's the money? Where's the investment? So I just want to making sure that Thailand, let's seize this opportunity, as I previously answered you earlier, position ourselves as the hub of the AI in region. That is direct investment. Leveraging AI to empower Thai and Thai company in all segments, tourism include. Thank you.
Thank you, Kun Dhanawat. Well, you can ask Kun Supaji for money since you're siblings anyway, so
I hardly see
she
her.
doesn't
That's
have
the
to
problem.
be here for you to ask for the money anyway. So, but thank you so much. A big round of applause to all my panelists.
Thank you
We
so
are
much.
already,
Thank you. ขอบคุณครับ
exceeded our time limit, but I'd like to invite once again on the stage Kun Warachai to present the token of appreciation to our panelists. Please bear with us for a few more minutes. So there'll be some individual photograph with all our panelists and then a group picture. And then we will send you off to lunch. So first, Dr. Chawapol Jariyawiroj, President of Huawei Technologies Thailand Company Limited ครับ ขอเดี่ยวก่อนนะครับขอเดี่ยวทีละท่านก่อนนะครับ ข Dr Metinee Jongsaliswang ครับ Country Managing Partner Deloitte Thailand Mr. Kevin Clayton, Chief Brand Officer, Galaxy Entertainment Thailand. And last but not least, Kun Dhanawat Suthumpun, Managing Director, Microsoft Thailand. And now let's have a group picture. And another one without the mock-up. Last group picture. And may I invite our board of directors who are present here to join for the group picture. Our gratitude to all our panelists, and we have now come to the conclusion of today's program on behalf of Bangkok.